ASC. Thanks, Mike.
Dr. Valle, Dr. Azura for inviting me here, and all of ASDIN for inviting me here to give this talk. So I'm here to talk about, as he said, OBL to ASC conversion, and I'll cover a few things high level. Advance the slide, no disclosures. We just saw this slide, I think we saw it a few times yesterday as well, just showing the growing divide between ASC reimbursement and OBL reimbursement. And the next slide here kind of shows what has happened as a result of that to dedicated outpatient vascular centers over about a 6-year period of time here from 2017 to 2023. And so you are seeing a significant increase in the number of ASCs, a decline in the number of OBLs. And an interesting thing here, you are seeing a slight decline in the number of centers, independent freestanding centers, slightly. So, I think that is due to some consolidation closures that we're seeing across the market. The next slide here talks about the benefits of converting to an ASC. Certainly you have an opportunity for more reasonable reimbursement in an ASC setting. I still don't believe that it's perfect. And I think there's been quite a bit of discussion around various procedure types and things like that are possibly need some more work in lobbying on behalf of our industry. The big thing in my mind, it does give you an opportunity to stand up a surgical service line. This is incredibly important. And the ability to drive value to patients in the communities. So it does allow you for some partnerships on the value-based care side of things as well. And I think, we as an industry are well suited to be able to really create a one-stop shop for all access care for patients. And the ultimate goal is to create that optimal patient experience where you're able to provide quick access to care, quality service, and quality outcomes. In terms of, there's been a lot of talk about collaboration in this call, and that's been incredibly important. And being able to move into an ASC and offer this one-stop shop has created new avenues to collaborate with dialysis providers, vascular surgeons, in some instances, interventional radiologists. And I couldn't emphasize enough the importance of that collaboration, being able to find those opportunities for care coordination in the communities that we serve. There is also an opportunity for adding some diversified services where you do have the right complement of physicians. And certainly in theory, you could go into some entirely different subspecialties under the same roof, but that does offer its own set of challenges. So with all of these opportunities, I will say though that it does raise the bar. And Dr. Patel had kind of talked about the financial side of things, but also in terms of your execution around these plans. And so that's important when you're thinking about the challenges of an ASC conversion. Investment requirements being one of those, so certainly the upfront investment, but also in terms of being able to generate that return and continue to provide access to care in the community. You need to think about some different ways, to bring in new physicians, new revenue streams into the practice. There's certainly an increased and heightened regulatory hurdles. There are construction complexities in terms of even getting down to the HVAC systems and what's required in an ASC versus an OBL setting. And it just requires larger space to get into as well. But at the end of the day, here's just a little bit of information around the costs associated with moving into an ASC. A thing that is maybe not talked about is the working capital requirements on top of the construction. And so you do want to pay attention to that in terms of the timing it takes to get your PTAN, the timing it takes around payer credentialing, and that's become a much more of an increased burden just on the actual logistics side of getting the payers in network for your new operation. But really at the end of the day, I think this creates tremendous opportunity to engage with vascular surgeons, interventional nephrologists, interventional radiologists, our nephrology partners to create really a one-stop shop for access care, and be able to meet patients where they they are to provide the best level of service and the best